breaking news. Ladies and gentlemen, y'all already know the 8th Division World Champion, 5-time lineal, 12-time World Champion, the ambassador, the senator, the humanitarian, the greatest karaoke singer of them all, the GOAT, Manny Pacquiao, is going to be stepping back in the ring. Y'all already know January 2026, and he said in his upload video. And a lot of people was trying to say that his next opponent is going to be Rolly Romero. Man holds the WBA world title in the 147-pound division in which he defeated Ryan Garcia, right? But, the WBA has ordered Rolly Romero to defend his world title versus Giyasov. No disrespect, I can't pronounce his name and stuff like that. English is my second language. Espanol right here, my friends. Anyway, but it seems like it's not going to be Rolly Romero versus Manny Pacquiao. But Teofimo Lopez in a recent interview said that it's either he's going to be facing Shakur Stevenson next or Manny Pacquiao next. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to tell you like this. That fight is bigger. Probably going to be the biggest event in the sport of boxing. Manny Pacquiao versus Teofimo Lopez. Teofimo Lopez, 2-time lineal champion. If it wasn't for the politics of the sport of boxing, he would have been recognized as the first 2-division undisputed world champion in the full belt era. As we all know, Teofimo Lopez beat Vasily Lomachenko, the WBC tamper with the legacy of both men with the WBC franchise. And they promoted that fight ESPN as undisputed. And so it tampered with the legacy, right? And then when Teofimo Lopez moved up to the 140-pound division, he faced Josh Taylor, undefeated, reigning undisputed world champion. But before he fought Teofimo Lopez, he vacated the belts. So if it wasn't for the politics of the sport of boxing, we'd be recognizing Teofimo Lopez as the first division, two-division undisputed world champion in the full belt era, right? By the age of 25. So it's two legacy, it's two fighters that's going into the Hall of Fame. We already know that Manny Pacquiao, first tier Hall of Fame and stuff like that. And with the resume of Teofimo Lopez, we could say that Teofimo Lopez has the best resume of this young generation. That's a better fight than Manny Pacquiao and Mario Barrios. A better name than Manny Pacquiao and Ugas. Manny Pacquiao versus Teofimo Lopez. It is going to be sold out. Of course, I would like to see Teofimo Lopez as well versus Shakur Stevenson. Shakur Stevenson is going to be moving one division up. That's going to be his 4th division. By the age of 27, he's doing great things as well of this young generation. But if Teofimo Lopez truly have both these men on the table, I think that could propel Teofimo Lopez in becoming that major star or pay-per-view star. If y'all don't think that pay-per-view is legit, whatever. Anyway. But that event could be good. As we all know, that Sebastian Fundora was supposed to be fighting Keith von Tom Thurman. Keith von Tom Thurman, his only blemish in his career was losing to Manny Pacquiao. But we all know that fight is going to be postponed. Mike Coppinger has reported that Keith von Tom Thurman and Fundora is going to be in the undercard of the co-main to Manny Pacquiao's next fight. So if Manny Pacquiao is going to be headlining, of course, he's always going to be a headliner. Teofimo Lopez, as we all saw him with the PBC cap on several months ago, right? I think that's a great fight. That's a great event. That's a pay-per-view event. If people was trying to criticize the Fundora and Thurman being a pay-per-view event, this right here is a pay-per-view event. Teofimo Lopez versus Manny Pacquiao. Keith von Tom Thurman versus Sebastian Fundora. It's not going to be Oshaki Foster, Stephen Fulton, as they're going to be moving on to the, I believe it's going to be the December 13th dates, December 8th date, one of those dates and stuff like that. So I think that's great news. I think that's a great matchup for Manny Pacquiao. It's a winnable fight for Manny Pacquiao, of course, and it's a winnable fight for Teofimo Lopez as well. I mean, look, I don't think that Manny Pacquiao has faced anybody as quick as Teofimo Lopez in a very, very long time. You know what I'm saying? The last time was what, Floyd Mayweather, and Floyd Mayweather was 38 years old at the time. We don't know who is quicker, a 38-year-old Floyd Mayweather or a 28-year-old Teofimo Lopez, who's right now heading into his prime. We've seen Teofimo Lopez train with Manny Pacquiao. He ran with Manny Pacquiao. He knows his type of regimen. He gives him a lot of props and a lot of praise. But Teofimo Lopez also a man that walks around with a chip on his shoulder and one legacy reigning supreme. He get Manny Pacquiao in January. Is going to be one of the biggest fights of his career, one of the biggest fights in the sport of boxing, or probably the biggest fights in the sport of boxing. I don't think there's going to be trash talk. I think that Teofimo Lopez respect Manny Pacquiao to the fullest, but it's going to be, it sells on its own. That could be another passing of the torch fight because, of course, a lot of people do feel like Pacquiao did Mario Barrios. Ugas beat him, but it wasn't an overwhelming victory. Manny Pacquiao fought Ugas in 11 days notice, I believe so, right? Because it was supposed to be Earl the Truth Spence. Manny Pacquiao will fight anybody, any place, anytime. Hopefully, the Teofimo Lopez, if it is on the table, he signed that deal, no hiccups in negotiations, and he get that fight. And ladies and gentlemen, first quarter 2026 is going to start off the year, the sport of boxing, very, very good. Let me know what y'all think about this fight or this possible event. Hey, let me know what y'all think. Oh, yeah, this is Shakur, Stevenson versus Shakhram Giyasov may very well be maybe in the same card as Manny Pacquiao's son that's supposed to be fighting in December. Man, hey, I'm optimistic about 2026 boxing. And because then we're moving on a February Reha season. So let's see what's gonna happen in the sport of boxing, man. Let me know what y'all think. Subscribe to the channel, smash the button, smash the like button. Y'all already know this is Punch Strong Boxing, aka Mr. Happy Hour, baby.